Hello, friends. Happy, what day is it today, even? Thursday? Happy Thursday. How is everybody doing? Yeah, I'm actually on time today. You can, let's see. Is that better? Yeah? Good, good. I think I'm gonna cook during this pomo. What are you gonna cook? Morning, everyone. Perplexing default. Hey, Tony. Hey, Ace. Hey, Zach. Hey, Liching. Hey, Brahim. Hey, Kevin. Hey, y'all. Been a while since I attended. I got internships. So I'll be studying bridge construction specification manuals. Congratulations. Congratulations. Some meat with mashed potatoes. Meat and mashed potatoes. What kind of meat? Hello, spam bots as well. I'm ready for you. Thank you. Attempting my first YouTube short. I want to be like Tina when I grow up. I don't know. I don't know if being like Tina when you grow up is a good choice. I don't know about that one. I think I'm actually going to start doing, once I start making videos again, I think I'm going to start doing some YouTube shorts as well. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be I like to have a nice change in content structure, something like that. Hello, fellas. Pork and mashed potatoes. Pulled pork is very good. 1960s file types today. 1960s file types. What is the purpose of this? Is it like exam? Learning GraphQL during the tiny house project today. I only know tiny house, like the tiny house trends on YouTube. That's the only thing I know. I assume it is not that. Perhaps YouTube halls. It's pretty funny. I want to be like Tina when I grow up. I'm only a year or so younger than her. Nah, I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm not the best choice. I wouldn't recommend being like me when you grow up. For some reason, I imagine Tina being short, but what do I know? How tall do you think Tina is? I can guess. This is really annoying. This pen has become my new favorite pen because it does this. Been a while for me. Nice to get back to the study horse. Good, good. Solomon, hello. Hey Tina, hello everyone. Having issues staying motivated. Any tips for that? Got to turn in my master's thesis in 3 weeks. Well, being here is the first step. Hey Panda. How's it going, Panda? Yeah. Ibrahim is completely correct. No, I'm not 164 millimeters. I'm 164 centimeters. Yeah. I'm 164 centimeters. Radical, you think I'm 5'2"? Is that what you mean by short? I guess I'm 5'4". I think that is, I believe, the correct measurement. Whatever. Hey, I'm new here. Actually, it's my second time. Previously, stupid me wouldn't dare text anything. People here are warm. It's fine. We have plenty of lurkers around. Just glad that you're joining us. And feel free to chat. If it makes you feel any better, I literally don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. So, wrong. I'm good. Trying something a bit different for video today. That's always exciting. Morning, Tina. Hey, Tristan. I was close. You were not close. 5'4" freedom units. Exactly. 5'4" freedom units. Quick books recommend. I don't know what to read. I'm reading a book called Crucial Conversations. It was a recommendation from my friend Mickey, who I don't know if she's here or not, but yeah, it was a recommendation, and I wish I had read this book a long time ago, but I guess better late than never. Not me being 150 centimeters, so actually small. You are so small. You're fun-sized. I never know what I'm talking about and I talk a lot. See, precisely. Like, I'm just sitting here talking about stuff and like, I don't even know what's happening. Just like saying things out of my mouth. And hopefully not get banned or something. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, please. Those of you who have not hit the like button, please do so. It is very helpful. Then again, in Canada, they usually list things by square footage. That's actually true. I actually don't know why that's the case. Like, why is it that in Canada they list things by square footage? We're looking forward to getting a lot of work done today. Thanks so much again for these live streams, Tina. Really helpful. I'm glad. Do you know your square footage? I do not. I'm afraid I do not know my area. Or my volume, really. Alright, let's get started. Up the timer. I don't know where it went. Alright, let's go. Hey friends, first Pomodoro finished. How are we all doing? Stressed? Why are you stressed? Well, time to drink some water. How am I doing? Not my best. That's what I would say. Not my best. I think I'm trying to make some pretty hard decisions, which is why I am not studying today. I'm just trying to make some decisions that are pretty big. And there's a lot of pros and cons of each decision, I would say. Thank you though. Hope you feel better. I think I'm a lot calmer, which is a good thing, I guess. No, it is a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. Reading the specifications is going to take forever if I want to take notes. Hundreds of pages. I just don't take notes. I prefer dinner. What are you having for dinner? Wish you wisdom to choose the best for you. I'm just joking, my friend. I feel someone that is afraid of outdoors will hope for the therapist to come to them. Some people are scared of the outdoors. Yeah. Probably a very hard decision. You know, the thing is, I think what's throwing me off a lot is that I've always been a very decisive person. So it's almost kind of weird for me right now that I don't know. I don't have a clear idea of what decision to make. I think also because there's like it's like I have a timeline, like I pretty much have to figure things out very, very quickly. So yeah, I don't know. It's it's definitely something. Anyone ever heard of the band called Wonderland? They make covers of songs. Just recently found them, listening to them when I'm studying, and they really help me focus. Wonderland. No, I have not. Reminds me of Alice in Wonderland, though. Getting some steps in during break. That's good. I should go get some steps as well. Gym has always been like a very, very good for me. I'm having Moroccan tangine in a moment, Nissan, which you could also be having. Which I could also be having. I'm down for that. I don't know what that is, but I'm very down for that. You say Matthew on Discord who would do pommel sessions in VC a few months ago? That's the secret. You never know who's who these days. I could be someone saying some weird stuff on Discord and you guys wouldn't know. Could you really put that past me? You never know. Who knows these days? Are you any closer to finalizing decisions since the Tuesday stream? I hope you figure things out as soon as possible. Um, I think I would say it actually got a lot more complex. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I'm just gonna like burst into tears again or something. Um, I do think this is like a decision that I need to make myself. Yeah. I kind of just, yeah, I have a time limit. I need to figure this out. It's a lot of pros and cons, I would say, for each choice that I make. Weird Tina L account. Yeah, see, you don't know who I am. Probably that weird person saying some weird stuff. Getting the mods to come after me. Professor Seal is actually Tina. Could be. Could be. Something to say about Discord. We are here for you regardless. Thank you. I actually really do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. I think this is gonna be like, I don't know if this sounds like super vague, but kind of the way that I see it. Sometimes it's like, should you make a decision in which you are like 80% or like I would say like 50% sure that is good, but it's fast and you need to make that decision? Or would you drag it on, which could potentially cause harm, but you would be, let's say, like 70% sure, 70% or 80% sure about something? Because I think what I struggle with a lot is like when is it that you're running away from a problem, and when is it that's like, okay, this is the correct solution to something? I think that's, yeah, I mean, I probably should talk to a therapist about this. um yeah, I think that's kind of what I struggle with, because I'm like, okay, like when is like what is the mature decision in this case? Because like sometimes if you just drag things on and on and on, it ends up being bad for everybody, right? For like all parties involved, because you can't make a decision. But then there's also the part where it's like, is making a decision where you're not as sure that is correct the approach to take. I think that's how I would see it. Yeah, no one's 100% of the information. No, that's 100%. That's 100% true. So it's like making the best decision. I mean, I guess it's like very much like data science in general. Like making the best decision based upon the available information that you do have. It's harder because it's not as objective. Um, yeah, it's like, when is it that it's good to take your time and think about things? Is it worth it? Seeing that it may cause more pain in the short term. Uh, yeah. I mean, I know what my own individual happiness is going to be, but it's kind of like other people's happiness as well. I think that's like a really big thing, because like I know what's easiest for me, but it may not be the correct solution for other people. But like, yeah. We should make an AI to make the decisions. I mean, if we could, I think things would be a lot harder, but no, things would be a lot easier, but at the same time, I think it also would not develop you as much as a person, because not making decisions is a decision in itself, right? Like waiting until the last second and just doing with whatever it is that is the most available. I mean, at least for me, I feel like that is in itself is also a decision. And that's like the one decision that I don't want to make. Like inaction, like unintentional action, inaction that results in a result is the one thing that I know is the incorrect thing to do. How reversible is the decision? It is not reversible. At least I don't actually want it to be reversible. Some things are worth dragging if there's a chance to fix, but I think your gut feeling is usually right and honest. Yeah, that's like another thing, you know. Sometimes like it's good to talk to other people, but at the same time, like it's important to make decisions by yourself. Ultimately, in the end, it is your decision to make, right? And I think it is important to own up to that decision and not be like, oh, I just listened to X, Y, and Z, so I did this. All right, let's do second Pomodoro. Stop the music. How's everything going? Hmm. Going good. Been counting bites all day. Perplexing. I enjoy the streams, but it looks like you need time. I hope you don't take this the wrong way thinking about your health. No, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I mean, honestly, very hard decisions to make, but you know, these streams and you guys over here, I think you guys are, I think it's actually really important that I keep doing them because not only do I get to talk to you guys, and I feel like it's like talking to my friends, right? Also, uh, I think routines are really important because without routines, especially because I'm not working like a um, proper job anymore, it's really important to have that structure. Even if I totally don't feel like doing it, which, you know, not gonna lie, I totally don't feel like doing it a lot of times. But I think overall it is important. They keep you on point. It keeps me on point too. Definitely. It keeps me on point. Yeah. I think another like big thing while doing streams and making videos, I genuinely think it's made me a much better person because I have like I literally cannot lie. Like it's just not something that I don't know. It makes me very like I just can't lie. Not really. I mean, I've lied about certain things in order to when I'm desperate, but usually when I have that choice, I don't because so whenever I say certain things and things like that, I feel a lot of cognitive dissonance if I don't do whatever it is that I say. I think some people are kind of like do first, and then you can kind of get lessons from that. For me, it's always been logically, I'm like, okay, this is the correct thing to do. Like, this is how I should be approaching it. And then that makes me have to follow through because I understand this is the thing that I need to do. So even if it's really hard, the correct decision from like kind of filtering information and synthesizing it is the one that I need to follow through with, if that makes any sense. Um, yeah. I'm having some light friend drama, but I'm doing okay. I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing okay. Oh no, I'll watch it again later for my evening focus time. Not that good. I'm doing worse than expected. My exam is in 5 days. 5 days is a lot of time. Like, don't doubt yourself. 5 days is actually a lot of time. Figure out, you know, whenever it is that you don't have time to go over everything, see if there's any past exams. Try to only do the things that matter the most. You know, the Pareto law rule. 80% is 80% of whatever is going. I can't even talk. Studying 20% of the things is going to lead to 80% of the results. Study smart, not hard. We all tell lies at some point and lie about enjoying work every day. Lie to yourself. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm not saying I don't tell lies, like white lies and things like that. But like the stuff that I talk about in my videos, like the things that I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. Like this is what I think is the correct decision to do something. Um, it kind of forces me to follow through with it, even though it's oftentimes the more difficult solution. Because I think people, me included, there's a tendency to go towards like the easiest solution because we as a species, we not even just as species, like people or like animals, even plants in general, they try to avoid pain, right? And clearly that's a good mechanism for survival. However, without feeling pain, without being in certain situations that are just kind of beyond your worldview, it's also like you can't really grow as a person. Not that you should just like throw yourself into unfortunate situations. Um, but yeah, I think one's response to certain situations that occur really says a lot about that person. Glad the streams help you. I just worry about people, I guess. No, I really appreciate that you do worry about me. Like, thank you. I really, really do appreciate that. Yeah, but I do think that they are really good. I think there was at some point where I would be pushing myself to stream constantly, 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 even if I felt like it wasn't good. I think I've gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, if I need to not stream, then I know that you guys are understanding enough to be okay with that. So I appreciate that. How old are you? I'm 26. Um, Having a hard time coding in Python today because I have to do everything in Python too. Why do you have to do everything in Python too? That seems really hard. First day I feel closer to being back on my game. And that's good. I get that momentum. These streams help me achieve the baby steps I need for my goals, honestly. I'm really happy to hear that. They do it for me as well. You know, in the beginning it was just the study stream. It was just that. But I feel like over time it became a lot more, right? Because I mean, studying and just kind of self-improvement. I've done a bunch of things that aren't really studying as well. I don't even know what you call it. I don't even just call like study with me, more like improve your life with me. Is it lying if you tell yourself you're good at video games but actually suck? Because I mean, you think it is so. Think it so, is it? Nothing wrong with that. You're not hurting anyone. Why not? Although, I don't know. um, because you look so young, but you sound like you have lived a full experienced life. Do I look like I'm 26? Um, I don't know. Like I never pretend that I know things because I genuinely don't. I think the thing that I always go by and like has tested me a lot recently is I always felt like maybe irrationally so that whatever situation that I'm thrown into, I will figure something out. Like for some reason I've always believed that. Um Irrationally so perhaps. But, you know, I kind of like lost that a little bit for like a day or something. But now I'm like, okay, like this is kind of the model that I've always believed in. So I'll figure it out. We'll figure it. I just turned 27 last Friday. Happy birthday. Are you saying that Tina looks old? Gasps in Spanish. Why has nobody told me this before? Ali Abdal spoke out on his channel. I'm reading at the moment. I recommend. No, I have. You guys hear the banging sound? We're doing construction again. Why has nobody told me this before? I have not read this book. Coping Tips from clinical psychologist Dr. Julie Smith that will furnish the reader with an enhanced sense of resilience and control. I think that's a book I very much need right now. Sometimes it's not necessarily that a book isn't good or a book, it's more like you have to be in a specific state of mind for a specific type of book, if that makes sense. I feel better now, Tina. I used to see if you can hear me. I suck at Warframe. I thought she was 23, maybe. Nah. Nah, I think 23-year-old Tina. Uh, yeah, no. I would say, I think towards like my late, my early 20s until my mid 20s. I guess I'm approaching my late 20s. Oh, wow. Um, I think I've definitely changed a lot as a person. Like, a lot, a lot. So I feel like I used to be the type of person that would I like wasn't mature enough to deal with things. That's how I would say it. Like I would often run away from things just because I was so afraid of the consequences, where I'm so afraid of pain and like things like that in itself. So I would just do like whatever it is that would hurt the less, hurt the least. And I realized that's something that is not a good approach to life. Tina, do you have the app Goodreads? I mean, I look at Goodreads, but I don't really use Goodreads. Perhaps I should use Goodreads. 10 out of 10 book, absolutely brilliant. Drumming time. Should we do scoreboards? I don't know why it's so loud. Oh my god, no, I don't know what's happening. Wait one sec. Let's see. What group are we on? Group 2? Group 1? Group 1? I think group 1. Who knows these days? Is it group 1? Should I just pretend that it's group 1? You know, I'm never going to remember which group we're on. That's a feature, not a bug. Best thing about getting older is getting better at solving your problems. Yeah. Also just realizing what your problems are. So everybody has like issues, right? But I think for the longest time I was just trying to run away from my issues. I'm like, oh, like if I just ignore it, then one day it would resolve itself. But it doesn't. And it's kind of sad because I do feel like a lot of people throughout their entire lives don't resolve their issues. Like people do keep running from their problems, right? And then that's when you're like, why is it that I keep doing the same thing? Like, why is it that I keep ending up in the same situations over and over again? I think especially in terms of like relationships with people, romantic relationships, you just see a lot of people just kind of doing the same things over and over again. And it's kind of sad because sometimes people just do that for the rest of their lives and they never really understand themselves or like what to do and things like that. Yeah, not that I do, but at least like I understand some of my problems. So I'm like, okay, at least I know what it is that I have to fix. Whether I'm gonna be very good at that is another question, but at least I know. Okay, I'm just gonna pretend it's group 1 because I'm just gonna assume that nobody else knows what group it is either. Yeah, like I said, just skipping me because I don't know what's happening. Panda is always the one that's carrying. Where's your graph, Panda? Your graph disappeared. Oh, there it is. Yay, Panda is solidly in the cone of success. It's always comforting knowing that Panda will always carry. Look at that. All of that. Content warning, this contains adult Reddit content. Thank you for letting me know. Alright. Yeah, Panda, you're actually getting so much better with editing. We're your editor. Dramatic music. Keep it up. I really see the progress. I am sure you see your own progress as well, right? So being that consistent and progressing one step at a time. I'm really proud of you. Come on. Load, my friend. Load. Ah, yes, Nico. Weekly goals. Okay, that's good. Goals over here. We already reached our goal for these two, so we just gotta do some songs. Got to do some guitars. We've been really good with the projects. That's awesome. Studying, we're making progress for all of these. So just some guitar, Japanese studying, all of this is looking good. And piano practice. is looking good as well. Oh, you weren't even supposed to do anything today. This is awesome. Get my hand tattooed. Got my hand tattoo. Where's the tattoo? You can't just say that and not show us the tattoo. Put the tattoo on. I want to see. If you don't mind, of course. I want to see the tattoo. That's pretty cool. Hand tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, although I've always wanted to get some. I do have piercings though. Do want to get more piercings. Right, Tina, stay on track. University goals. And we're going a little bit behind on the goals over here. Japanese as well. We're at 176 right now when we're at 67. Again, up to you if you want to readjust goals. Just know that there's absolutely nothing wrong to readjust your goals, but if you feel like you can still keep going on, then definitely do that. We are falling a little bit behind, so I think it's time to reevaluate a little bit. Like, is this trend something that we think we can sustain, or is it going to become discouraging at some point? Of course, it's your choice. Sconi's birthday month. Oh, Sconi, so cute. Sconi is so adorable. Accurate representation of me. Fake shopping online, making a fictional wardrobe on Notion because I need to save for Portugal. I'd love to go to Portugal. Apparently Portugal is great because it's nice and it's also not super expensive apparently. Do you guys do this thing? Like, I just shop online and I get overwhelmed and I end up buying nothing, which I guess isn't bad for my wallet. Sure, at some level, every experience in life boils down to your interpretation of it, and if you can shift your mindset, then perhaps you can turn a negative experience into a positive one. But life is not a hallucination, you still have to deal with things. A healthy perspective can lessen the burden, but so can taking action. A problem that is solved is one that you don't need to mentally reframe. I really like that. I really like that. Again, it kind of reminds me of the Viktor Frankl quote. I think so much of it really boils down to that. The human world is a mess. Indeed, it certainly is. Study. Spank zone. Morning routines. We're not doing our morning routines. Although we have our gains. That's good. Come on. Do your morning routines and study. You can do this. You're just a little bit behind. You got this. You got this, my friend. Morning routines. I made myself a bento box for work. That's so cute. You should put photos. I want to see photos. I tried to make bento boxes. It didn't work that well, and I realized I'm not an aesthetic person. Thank you, friends. I would work until I literally fainted. Stop doing that. I mean, I like definitely have done that at some point too. It's hard, it's very hard to be self-aware. That's what I would say. Being self-aware is really difficult because you also have to face a lot of things about yourself that you do not like about yourself, or things about yourself that you've been running away from for many, many years. I think most people are not self-aware. And I kind of get why. It's hard. It's hard being self-aware. But I do feel like at some point it does catch up to you. Comes and bites you back in the ass, as I like to say it. You know what I never noticed about the cone of success? As time goes by, because the cone gets wider, it allows you to fall off more. Or am I misunderstanding that? No, that's a really good point. I didn't really notice that either. That's a really good point. Interesting. Was that intentional, Panda? Yeah, that's so interesting. I never noticed that either. I guess it kind of makes sense though, right? Because as time goes on, there's like more likelihood that things will not go good. So I think but I don't know if it's intentional. Knowing Panda, it probably is intentional. Just chiming in late night to say y'all did a great job. Keep up the spirit and have a great day / evening ahead. You too, Vivek. You're always such a positive person. I really like that. I'm a programmer, Ace Quantum, that believes in using pie charts. I guess you're not a data scientist, so that's acceptable. Had heaviest self-reflection when I left for school in 2016. I took many years to make my peace and move forward. I think it took me like having the same patterns of problems over and over and over again until, I mean, honestly, it's only been, I feel like I finally broke that about a year ago. So even though things are very unfortunate right now, I am proud of myself for finally breaking into that pattern, breaking that pattern in general, because before I broke that pattern again, I was so afraid of pain that nothing could really hurt me because I was never really invested in anything properly. Like, not really strongly invested. So the fact that I'm capable of feeling such pain, I think is also an indication of the fact that I have become invested. Like, I have the ability of becoming invested. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just got to the point in live stream where Tina gets triggered by pie charts. You see what I mean? I'm becoming so much more accepting. Pie charts, who knows these days? Never know. It's like my motto now. Who knows these days? Yeah. Could be an alternate universe. Who knows? That's because one bad day doesn't take as much from the average success. You know, I think, like that super cheesy saying, it's always darkest before dawn. And I think in some ways, like, I think it's actually very true, not necessarily because of external events, it's because during those darkest times is when you end up experiencing the most amount of growth, which then projects you into um into something that's going to be better. Of course, only if you utilize well. There's also times in which you do that and nothing changes, where you do that and everything gets worse. But I think you really do need to experience some like real shit times that will really like make you change a lot as a person. I'm definitely feeling that right now. Trying to harness that energy as much as I can to make the correct changes. Um yeah. So I think if you do live a life that's very peaceful, that, it's pretty much the same every day, and you don't really experience trials and tribulations, then you never really grow that much as a person either, right? Tina, finally done meditation. This session was strangely hard. How long do you meditate for? Did you meditate for the whole thing? I did that for like 15 minutes. That's my average. So a bad day after 20 good days is just a drop in the bucket, versus if the second day is a fail, then it's half a failure. That's a good point. Yeah, it is. Most certainly so. March 14 was the first day of Albert Einstein and the last day of Stephen Hawking's. Really? Interesting. That is a fun fact. I'm still thinking of making those shorts and doing like voiceovers of things, but I don't know. I don't know. I do have to go write the newsletter though. It was supposed to be due like earlier this morning, but I was not in the correct mindset to do that. So it might come out today or tomorrow. But it seems like people have been super lenient with me in terms of consistency with the timing, so I appreciate that a lot. 30 minutes took a while to start. Okay. I see. What kind of programmer can be most beneficial to society? I think that's a very hard question to answer. Uh that's a very hard question to answer. I'm not sure like what that means. Like, we must define what programmers are and what is benefit to society are is hard to say. I think it's not necessarily what kind of programmer you are. It's more like how you use your skills in which you think is most beneficial to society. Not very objective, I'm afraid. I want to make TikToks and YouTube shorts too. Let's do it together. I'm super scared because I haven't done it before, but I'm gonna try. I want to try doing the voiceovers. I might show you guys. So I think what I'm gonna do after this shit show finally comes to a close is I really want to just do things that are outside my comfort zone. Like, my comfort zone is sitting there and talking about stuff. I'm like an armchair, I don't know, talk about stuff person. I'm like, okay, like I should go out and experience things and then hopefully expand my worldview in a way that is helpful for other people. We'll see if y'all are gonna like that. I've done vlogs in the past, but they have never done well. So we will see. I mean, I'm just like, okay, like worst case scenario, I'll just go back to making the content that I was doing before, right? So It's okay. It's okay. We can experiment. We can do new things. Oh man, Tina, you got the shorts. I believe you can kill it. You think so? You think so? The vibe is gonna be definitely interesting. I don't know what vibe you're gonna go for. Thank you. Sewing with Tina. No, like hand-based things is not my thing. Like we're not gonna pretend that I am capable of doing hand things. Like not like hand is very bad. I like drop everything on the floor unless you want to see a video of me dropping a variety of objects on the floor. I would like to show you like the places that I go. If I go back to China, I'd love to show you guys just like different parts of China and things like that. I don't know if that would be interesting. And then just kind of talk about stuff. It's less intimidating, I think, than making like a full video talking about my life. Typing with Tina. That even be entertaining. I just like type stuff. Like speed type everything and try to talk at the same time. I want to post clips of my favorite YouTube videos on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Why not? Just try it out. Why not? We can do this together. I'm like very scared. Don't know how to do this either. So why don't we both try something new? Yeah, why not? How to survive with poor dexterity? That's a good question. I generally just don't allow myself to do things in which there is a high stake if I drop things. That's how I survive with poor dexterity. I learned to write with my left hand. Fun challenge to try it too. I am already left-handed. I am left-handed. Typing is a hand thing. Yeah, no, hand things are hard. Don't know how to do hand things. I tried it out, but I hate video editing. You gotta start off with these things. I ended up getting like a video editor. Beep and Boop can be TikTok stars too. Like something that has maybe 2 to 3 parts and drop them different days. I don't know, just tossing ideas. Coding by randomly stepping on a keyboard. That is definitely an option. Alright guys, we're at 11 for me, so time to end the live stream. May I have some tortoises, please? Tortoises, please. And then I can depart. See you soon. See you. Take an existing video top out excerpts for a series of shorts. I could do that. Thank you, Gustavo. Thank you, Mara. Thank you, friends. Thanks, Tony. Octopies. Thanks, Gabrielle. Alright. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.